And that is going to do it. Chroma is good. Chroma, you are good by 200 points. Oh, that left side for Chroma. No, it's going to be a top up for Chroma at 383. And Andy is going to take this one. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yeah, thanks again, Jasmine. 3, 2, 1 countdown bits from Army of Markness. Appreciate that. And again, Dano, thank you for the super chat. $22.22 Canadian. On the left side of your screen, it is who? It is Knight. Seed number 6 qualified in with a 1.51 million. That was the average of her best 2 games played in a 60-minute qualifying period. In virtue of that, top 6 seed, this is Knight's first match in this month's tournament. Army of Markness, $5 contribution into the prize pool. So Knight, this is Knight's first match in this month's tournament. Players who finish in the top 8 in qualifying get a 2-round bye and get an automatic berth into the top 16. That's a big incentive. Knight is a Canadian, so if you are compiling a list of Canadians for whatever reason, Knight is on that list. Knight's got a PB of 3.49 million, which is good for about 23 on the overall PB leaderboard. If it's a different one than that, then I don't know, but I just go by what I have. Anyway, Knight was ranked number 17 in the most recent Premier poll. That is a ranking of a poll done of Tetris broadcasters and journalists and tournament organizers and other smart people. I'm the commentator one. I'm not on the smart people list. I just go, well, you're CTM, you probably have to include you. But anyway, Knight was ranked number 17 in the most recent Premier poll. 190 here for Knight, 175 for Andy. This is Knight's 8th appearance in the Masters event. Knight has finished as high as top 16 and did that most recently in Mega Masters 2025. And Knight overall a 2-time Mega Masters participant. Also won a future circuit back in February. A 3-time participant in CTWC Gold Bracket. Was 10th in the Jonas Cup, that's CTWC's North American DAS Championship. And was 3rd at the Genesis DAS Tournament this year as well. That is Knight. On the right side of your screen, Pixel Andy, who's at 269 right now. Knight with a couple of dirty Tetrises, 311. Pixel Andy had to win his way into the top 16. Did that by defeating Chroma in round 2. He seeded into 11th in the qualifying with a 1.42 million from the United States with an overall PB of 11.96 million. That is good for 6th on the list. Pixel Andy is ranked 20 in the most recent Premier poll. He's a 4-time CTM Masters event winner. This is Andy's 41st appearance in Masters, if you can believe that. That is absolutely nuts. Has been in Mega Masters 4 times, finishing as high as a top 8, which he did in 2023 and 2024. 427 for Knight, 387 for Pixel Andy. Pixel Andy also a 5-time DAS Masters champion. He's in the semifinals again this month. Also picked up a challenger circuit back in March of 2020. 6-time CTWC gold player. Was runner-up in 2020, top 4, 21, 2022, and 4th in the DAS Jonas Cup last year. Back-to-back winner of the Waco Regional. All right, 418 for Pixel Andy, 474 for Knight. All right, Pixel Andy uncovers that right side well, taking some burns here. That square is going to help a lot. Andy uncovers, yeah, that Z vertical didn't quite work. Then it's going to give Andy, oh my God, Andy some additional work to do to burn this down. Vandy. What the heck? 570 for Knight, 453 for Pixel Andy, Andy, and Dweller. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, Knight just one line away and gets the Tetris into 19, 617 transition for Knight. Another Tetris 641. Andy is in at 481. Andy took some time off from open tournaments to concentrate on DAS, but, you know, played the last few months of our Masters and Mega Masters event. Also played in CTWC. You can see right now Andy rolling here on 19. 562 for Pixel Andy, 680 for Knight. Do a lot of players knuckle roll? Oh yeah, that's something to mention. I think Pixel Andy is knuckle rolling, if I remember correctly, which is just like regular rolling, but it's instead of, you know, kind of rolling your fingers, you kind of make a fist and then you use the bump. You kind of roll your fist along the edge of the controller and it kind of bumps along, which is crazy. But it's probably more ergonomic. It's probably less likely to lead to injury, although I don't know, maybe you get scraped knuckles or calluses on your knuckles. I don't know. No matter what you're going to do, Tetris is going to hurt, guys. That's what it comes down to. 790 for Knight, 685 for Pixel Andy. That T is not going to get all the way to column 3, so that's going to put some gaps in Andy's stack. Knight at 802, Andy 721, but Knight with a clean board, a skim and a Tetris for Knight, 836. Tetris for Knight, 901. 737 for Andy, who's still trying to bring some order to this board. We do have one more match in this broadcast, by the way, because the winner of this will take on Tugi, who's already punched his ticket into the top 8. Tetris for Pixel Andy, 805. Another one for Andy, 838. There's one for Knight. She's got the max out on 28. Tetris for Knight into 29 at A54. Going to take an immediate triple just to knock this stack back down to safety. Pixel Andy at one time was the score world record holder at 8.9 million. Now the score world record is 29.4 million. I mean, it's just insane. Tetris for Knight, B27, 893 for Andy. One burn to go till 29. Oh, that left side. Let's see what Andy can do. Can he bring this down? And yeah, no, that is going to do it for Andy in game number 1. Knight, you are good. Oh, I'm not sure why the website isn't working. Is the website down? Possibly. Yeah, it's been doing that lately. I'm going to be revamping the website real soon now. Quote, real soon now. So Knight gonna take a little victory lap here. The readies, the game is starting. There it is. Game number 2, Knight versus Pixel Andy. Oh my goodness, we started off with the ISIS opener. My goodness. Maybe, you know, isn't there like a sound that like malls, like shopping malls play to get rid of teenagers? Derek IRL just subbed on Twitch. Maybe what I need to do is I need to find that sound, like, and it's like, you know, older people can't hear it. But if I find that sound, maybe if I play it and don't stop it until the players are ready, maybe that would get them ready a little bit earlier. Derek IRL says, CTM is a pillar of the Tetris community. Thanks for all that you do. Oh, thank you, Derek IRL. Well, wouldn't be able to do it without all of you guys, so back at you, but thank you. Phone alarm sound? Well, they could just mute it, you know? I mean, not everybody listens to the stream or the commentary, but... All right, Tetris for Knight, 83,117 for Pixel Andy. Tetris for Knight, 131. Pixel Andy is already in the semifinals of Das Masters, looking to make another run, add to his 5 Das Masters championships. No, thank Black Ops, but I get plenty of credit. Don't worry. I don't need credit. I just like doing this, you know. I love doing this. That is enough. 184 for Knight, 237 for Pixel Andy. Dirty Tetris Andy, 283, 229 for Knight. Knight will be Andy will be one of the players going to Germany to play in CTWC DAS. That's in like 3 weeks. I would love to know if any other North American players are going. There's Pixel Andy will be going, Meme, Fractal, Blue Scooty. I'd like to see if a lot more North American players are going, so that we have a chance to win. Listen, I'm gonna root for my continent. Oh, thank you, Chen. Really appreciate that. You're thinking of going for fun, Jasmine? Nice. Meme will win it all. It's possible. Maybe she was what, 3rd in Jonas Cup, and I think won her first match in Das Masters. That was yesterday, right? 399 for Knight through 98, 405 for Pixel Andy through 91. Yeah, it's crazy, but Meme, I don't think had won a match in Das Masters until yesterday. $444 for Knight, 433 for Pixel Andy. So Knight able to get into a lead, but also ahead in lines by a little bit. So maybe Pixel Andy with a little bit of a pace advantage. That makes me feel so much better. Thanks, Vandy. Oh, sorry, Vice Brot. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to see like I want to see that event have the highest level of DAS competition, so that as many great players from around the world can go. $565 for Knight, $554 for Pixelandy. Knight on 19, piled high in column 10. All right, finds that L for the left. And a Tetris for Knight, $599, $605 for Andy. Still on 19. $636 for Knight, $734 for Pixelandy. So all of a sudden, Pixelandy up by almost 100,000 points, and also back by about 11 lines. So about 60 lines left to play with until 29, and then that speed increase will hit, and then they'll have 100 more lines of the very highest speed, and that is not a gimme. Players can play pretty comfortably on 19, and they can play on 29, but it is not always comfortable and not guaranteed that they can use all 100 lines. Cousin Ivy says Germany is lovely, especially this time of year. Would recommend. Oh, the spin for Knight to open up the right and get a long bar down. 768. There's one Andy, 857. Russell Wareham says Fractal's controller technique is baffling. He makes it work, though. Oh, you're talking about DAS. Yeah. I don't know. Try it. It feels good. It's actually very intuitive. You don't feel like you're doing any weird remapping in your head if you actually try it. Or at least I don't. I've played a similar controller grip in the past. We did it at the Lone Star event back in, 2024? Or was it 2023? I don't remember when it was. 2024. Yeah, even before Jonas Cup when Fractal won the tournament with a similar grip. 918 for Knight, 9 lines away from 29. And Andy is up by about 140,000 points. Knight going to open up that right side, get a long bar down to the right, and all of a sudden that board looks a lot better very quickly for Knight. Andy's board, we'll see what he can do with it. Long bar gets in B07. Knight with the triple 985. And Pixel Andy is in. He's at B14 on 29. Knight ahead by 12 lines. Board climbing a little. She's bringing it down. Set up for a Tetris. Gets a bar over. Tetris for Knight. A40. B36 for Andy. All right, Knight chopping this board down. Waiting out a bar. The bar not coming. And that is going to be a top out for Knight. And Pixel Andy will take game number 2 and tie it up. Can I have like 2 minutes to try and sort your controller out? Of course you can. Yes, of course. I'm gonna watch Andy mulling it out here. And yeah, so we had Jasmine kick in 5, Army of Markness, and we have $30 from Cousin Avi. So thank you, Cousin Avi. Really appreciate that. It's going to take us up to $1,239.99 into that prize pool if you're watching live. Use the Matcherino command, and you can contribute to the prize pool. Just click on the link for the tournament you want to support, and you'll be taken over to the landing page for that tournament with our prize pool partner, Matcherino. They are legit. Matcherino takes a small little fee for providing the service. We are happy for them to do that. They provide a great service. Believe me, I wouldn't want to sit here and collect funds and distribute them. I mean, my God, it would be a hassle. So it's definitely a great service. And then, you know, with the small little fee that they take after that, 100% of the funds go to the players. 91,000 for Knight, 94,000 for Pixelandy. Steel CE says, wait, so keyboard is an advantage because there's no controller issues. So yeah, keyboards will tend to be a little more reliable. You won't run into the same kind of issues, but the proof is in the pudding, right? And you know, where are the keyboard champions? Where are they? So I tend to think it is not an advantage in the aggregate, because where are they? You'd think if it were an advantage, everybody would immediately switch over and just win Masters every single month, but they don't. 230 for Knight, 190 for Pixelandy. Tommy NTG's in the USA somewhere. I hope that you know, there are people that are making padless controllers or working on this as a product, which will use keyboard switches instead, which should be much more reliable. I hope it is usable in CTWC because I know they have an official controller sponsor, and they've written the brands of the controller into the rules. The original rules CTWC used to say, we'll see, 345 here for Knight, 262 for Andy. Used to say, you know, an original NES controller or a faithful replica, but now it says an original controller or like a Hyperkin Cadet or a this or that, and I'm like, wait a minute. Or a Goofy Foot. But I don't know if I saw anything like a faithful replica, so I'm curious if that means. Now maybe I didn't read it carefully, but I hope that these new controllers are usable, because that is the one thing that our scene really needs, is reliable controllers. 414 for Knight, 332 for Pixelandy. Hana says they basically banned padless specifically without saying it. You mean like with just by specifying those controllers? Gotta, you know, I think that maybe they don't know about it, or if they do know about it, that would be ridiculous. I think as long as it looks pretty much like an NES controller and doesn't have any cheat tech involved, as long as it's pretty much the same thing, even if the dimensions aren't exactly right, it should be allowed. I gotta admit, I think it's kind of bullshit. All right, Tetris here for Knight, 555 through 106. That is big pacing for Knight right now. 474 for Pixel Andy. The thing about Padless is that it's behind an expensive paywall and isn't super available. Well, it will become more available when it's actually released. It's not really released. There's a couple of people that have it because they're making it, but I would assume it would be more available. And so what? Like, yeah, you might want to buy a better controller. And yeah, it costs money. People have to make it. All right, Knight with an odd-looking board here going into 29, but able to get a Tetris. There's, I think, a split double there and another Tetris. So 646 for Knight on 19, 561 for Pixel Andy. They're 10 lines apart and about 80,000 points difference. You think it's officially released, it might get allowed? I hope so. I know they've had a long relationship with Hyperkin, and maybe that will inform their what are allowed. I don't know. I hope not. 615 for Pixel Andy, 681 for Knight. All I know is they never specified a brand of controller and just said faithful replica, but now they literally just put brand and model numbers of controller in the rules. $692 for Knight. Tetris for Pixel Andy, $675. You think if Goofy Foot is allowed, anything should be allowed? I mean, yeah. You've said something there, Tetris. I agree. Well, hopefully by CTWC next year, that'll be clarified. Pixel Andy 738, 821 for Knight. Well, you can use Padless in CTM. It's a controller. Knight 856, 772 for Pixel Andy. Hana says only official Nintendo hardware should allow for a Famicom keyboard setup. Yeah, right? I would love it if someone would bring Famicom keyboard to CTWC and see what happens. Tetris for Pixel Andy, 874, 953 for Knight. All right, Chen saying is specific calculator wasn't allowed for the SAT. Okay. Probably because it can store certain things that it doesn't want you to have available during the test, I'd imagine. 973, or is it because they have a relationship with, Texas Instruments or something? A07 for Pixel Andy, that is a max out. A93 for Knight, that is also a max out. And a 1.1 into 29 for Knight. Pixel Andy, 16 lines back, though. So we'll see if he can get the 1.1 as well. Let's see. Won't quite be able to get there. But one more Tetris would give him a high 1 million. Yeah, A91 for Andy into 29. He's got the 1.1 now, though. C22 for Knight, who's trying to bring this board down. Okay, there's a great piece for the right side, filling out the left. Andy with a good board here, waiting on a bar, but that's gonna block the well on the right. Knight bringing this board down. Andy's right side is gonna be trouble. And no, that's a top out for Andy. He tops out at B55, and Knight is good. Bad controller and all at C49 on 33. So Knight, you are good, and you have taken game number 3, and you're going up 2-1. We are getting underway. Knight looking to wrap this up now. Pixel Andy looking to win to force a deciding game number 5. According to my research, Knight has never been in the top 8 of the Masters event. Looking to do that for the first time. I'm going to verify that, though. I think that is true. And if she can get in there, she'd join Tugi as a first-time top 8er. And yeah, that is true according to the internet, and which is never wrong. All right, 68,000 for Knight, 91,000 for Pixelandy. Of course, Pixelandy has been to the top 8 many times as a 4-time Masters event winner, and in his 41st overall Masters event. He's been in the semis or higher 21 times, with 4 wins, 4 runner-ups, and 13 semifinals finishes. So over half the time in the past, Pixelandy has made it to the semis or higher. Now, of course, a lot of those were in the top 16. Were in the 16-player Masters era, so it's a little bit trickier now to compare those eras, but yeah, we're going to do it anyway. Just gloss over the differences. It doesn't matter. 132 for Knight, 209 for Pixelandy. Oh, that L piece to the left isn't going to work, but an L spin is going to help out. All right, and Knight is going to skim away the cover on the well as Tetris Ready gets a Tetris 207, 213 for Pixelandy. What's up, Chess? Luis Pereira is here. Welcome. Tetris for Knight 253, 242 for Pixelandy. All right, Tetris for Knight 276. Now in a score lead. Andy's going to take it back, though. But Knight ahead by 9 lines. All right, Andy, going to uncover that right side well. And Tetris for both. 347 for Knight, 315 for Andy. Still that 9-line difference, though, with Knight out in front in lines. S-spin for Knight, filling out the board, getting Tetris ready, and getting another Tetris. May I ask who has the most consecutive Masters appearances? Yeah, my guess would be Dog. He has the most appearances overall. I think this month was 52nd appearance at T for Andy. Not laying exactly right. That's going to cause some gaps in the stack. $434 for Pixelandy. And Knight's board on the left side looking a little cray-cray, may I say. All right, I may not say that ever again, actually. Yeah, the left side of that board, just all kinds of crazy piling high. 503 for Andy, 471 for Knight. All right. Oh, these 3 long bars. Oh, not going to use it to fill out that right side. I thought she was going to use it to kind of bring that middle down. All right, into 19, Knight at 485, kind of a high board still. Oh, that right side could use something. All right, she's going to open up the right. Okay, she's chopping it down. So the survival here for Knight. Kind of a hero dig. Oh, that L to the left is not going to get all the way over, but she can get a bar over. And this looks like it's coming down, and the right side is open. It's not going to be a Tetris, but it will bring the stack down considerably. And Knight is back down to safety now, working 1 row off the bottom and getting a dirty Tetris. 542 for Knight, but 653 for Pixel Andy. And we still have 1 more match to go after this somehow. All right, Andy with the pullback of the bar to burn away that square because he didn't have a good place to put the square. All right, Tetris Andy 797. Knight 616. And 8 lines ahead. Knight. Gaps in the stack. Long bar down Tetris and brings some pressure off that stack a bit. She can go to work fixing this. And another Tetris for Knight 681. Andy up by over 140,000 points. Can attack on another Tetris, and he's also behind in lines. Which sounds bad, but is good. Tetris for Andy 923. And Knight still fighting this down. Andy 926 on 25. 701 for Knight on 27. So, 230 lines, that's where level 29 speed kicks in. There'll be 100 more lines available for these players to score if they can use them. And it's over it's a 270,000 point lead right now. All right, Knight is into 29 at 768. So, I mean, back in the day, that would have been, oh my God, you got to 29. Now it's a little bit of a suffer. So, see what Knight can do to try to get some of this cut into this lead that Andy has. Andy with the Tetris B26 into 29, another 1.1 into, and oh, that left side for Knight. Yeah, that is going to be a top out. So, Andy, you are good in game number 4, and we are tied 2 games apiece. Knight and Pixel Andy, the winner of this match will go to the top 8 in 3-2-1 Tetris. Let's see. Black Ops. I'm scrolling up. Vandy, I'm pretty sure Scooty has played every event November 2023 to this month. Dog has a 1 month shorter streak as he missed November of 23. Okay. I will do some investigation here and find out the streaks officially. All right, we are underway in game number 5, Knight versus Pixel Andy. Andy trying to fight his way back, have a chance at another Masters event win. The last time Andy won this event was back in August of 2023. Knight trying to punch her ticket to the top 8 for the first time. And it's all going to come down to this one game. 153 for Knight, 124 for Pixel Andy. Maybe Miles? Miles had a long streak from August of 2023 until today, until this month, still going. Miles has played every month since August of 2023. So it's possibly Miles. 178 for Pixel Andy. Kind of a messy little board here. But bringing it down, still a lot of little, it's like a little shadow J in the stack. All right, Andy bringing it down, 194 for him, 298 for Knight. All right. Oh, Knight is going to miss with that T, but gets an instant long bar to fix it. And it's set up for a dirty Tetris. Try not to overcommit here, but does get the dirty Tetris. Knight 329. 228 for Pixel Andy. You're shocked that Dog doesn't have the longest streak? Yeah, he's got the most appearances, 50? This month is 52. Well, another misdrop for Knight. Now that could be cleared away fairly efficiently. But yeah, it's going to cause like 3-4 extra burned lines. You meant overall, not current. Yeah, but what I'm saying is I think Miles's might be the longest, current or otherwise. I mean, go try to find one longer than Miles. August till today. All right, triple for Knight, 390, 320 for Andy. So he's been able to close the gap a little bit. Both players are on clean boards. Tetris for Knight, 437, 328 for Pixel Andy. Pacifist in Rage, first time chatter. Hello, welcome to the stream. 483 night, tuck of a T, another tuck of a T, a skim of a O. I'm just trying to wait out this bar here. Nuwanda with the Twitch sub, 19, kind of a high board transition for Knight, no problem, gonna knock it down with a Tetris. 3 lines away for Andy. There's a double and a triple. Should have a safe entry into 19. Slightly high, but should be okay. Another triple down for Andy. Oh, yeah, he's going to almost the opposite of a pullback with that S piece for Andy. He was able to put it over on the right side with that long bar coming. A Tetris was coming, so he knew he could build out that stack a little higher. 513 for Pixel Andy, 605 for Knight. Tetris for Knight, 641. 542 for Andy, 100,000 point lead for Knight, but Knight also ahead in lines. Dan V says streaks used to end because people ended up in challengers, though. That's true. And that is less likely now. So I guess you have to take these streak things and contextualize them. I mean, if you said masters or challengers, but the problem is people would withdraw challengers. They had no idea that it would matter. It doesn't matter. 709 for Knight, 663 for Pixel Andy. Was Dog ever in challengers? I can't recall a time. Miles says no. I can't imagine him playing it. Tetris for Knight, 811, 731 for Pixel Andy. Like, even if he qualled in somehow, I can't imagine him electing to play in it. Has he ever... I wonder if he's ever qualled in and then dropped out because he finished in challengers. 797 for Pixel Andy, 855. Well, we can ask him later tonight. He's playing. Tetris Pixel Andy, 832. He's getting set up in column 9 with a long bar. Tetris for Andy, 868. They're 5 lines apart right now. And we are headed toward level 29. Nice triple for Knight. Actually like that RNG right there. Well-timed bar. So 936 for Knight, 972 into 29, 940 for Andy. And Knight getting a dirty Tetris. Andy going to triple and Tetris into 29. A51 for Knight, 987 for Pixel Andy. Hey, everybody, it's your old pal Vandy, host of Classic Tetris Monthly. I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, please hit thumbs up. If you, What is it? What is it? If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you and have a nice day. A01 for Pixel Andy. A74 for Knight. Yeah, I've never said it fast before, so I didn't know what things were coming. I'm like, wait, what? B24. We're on 29, man. You can't say the line during 29. Too much going on. All right, so Andy, A22, B29 for Knight. Knight ahead by 8 lines. Takes a triple down, gets set up again. Maybe kind of all in on this bar. Long bar gets over. And I don't know how much more Knight is going to be able to survive here. That is a B80. The target for Andy is B81. B81 is the target. He's got 54 lines to work with. There is a Tetris. Tetrises right now are worth 30. No, I'm sorry. They're worth 40. What are they worth? They're worth something. On 35, there was 43,200. Yeah, 43,200. And there it is, a Tetris for Andy, and he is going to come back and take this and move on to the top 8. So Knight with a great match here, but it is Andy who is going to take this in a decider. GG's to you, Knight. GG's Pixel. Andy, you will be playing against Tugi. Were these both deciders? I think we've had 2 deciders, right, guys? Hey, everybody, this is your old pal, Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.